Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the After Party. Folks, if you were in high school today, what would you do for your work study credit? I would argue that stage management of 55 unruly teenagers basically counts as a business degree.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think bookstore.
Oh, that's a good one.
As my work study, I mean, I would do something cool like,
Stage managing Hello Dolly isn't cool. Okay.
Rude.
She's from Westchester, Brandon. That's the whole point of the show.
Thank you.
She's a hot lady from Westchester coming to New York
Thank
City.
you.
That's it.
What's a work study where I can embezzle funds?
Brandon, that was literally what I was going to say. I wanted to be like an intern at the local government, and I stumble upon embezzling funds.
I was going to say Enron or Bear Stearns.
Oh, good. That's good.
Good.
That's good.
That's good.
No, I'm changing mine to Brandon's. I want to be, my work study program is The Big Short.
Now, I have seen people wearing Enron hats in Bushwick, which is to be expected. But I've also seen people carrying their Bear Stearns tote bags on the Metro North. And I think, honestly, that is it's like proving that you outlasted a war. It's like I made it out alive, folks, and I kind of respect it.
Yeah, it's like having restaurant merch for a restaurant that doesn't exist anymore.
Do Eric and I still have Movie Pass hats? We do.
Exactly. But the thing is, Roberta's is not too big to fail. So honestly, it's more important.
Eric, they got frozen pizzas now, so
Yeah, that's true.
It's getting there. All right, folks, lots to talk about in these 3 episodes of Join the Party. I would like to open up with a little bit of a throwback. Of course, Campaign 2 is recommended but not required listening for this campaign. But Pointy Purple Penguin wanted to know, I just remembered that girl Lou and her room. So I want to ask, how are they doing? Are they good? Is Lou in college now? Does Room stay in her dorm or with Lou's parents? What is Lou studying and what college can contain her?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like Lou is now like adult Gen Z at this point.
Do you want to describe them for folks who don't know who they are? One's a giant mushroom.
Oh, giant mushroom man.
And the other Lou was like a real like rapscallion teen, I think.
Teen genius.
Teen genius. A teen genius.
A gene.
So I always thought, I think Lou working at working at blah, blah, blah industries. And she's like, this sucks. Jobs are the worst. And Room, I think, also has to go to work too. And Room has like a really, really big ID badge.
In my mind, Room has a completely separate job and works as like a barista.
Damn.
Now, why barista?
I don't know. I just like the idea of Room in a little apron with a like little ID thing being like,
cute.
My name's Room.
Yeah.
What if Room makes the most incredible latte art you've ever seen in your entire life? And it's 9 times out of 10, a self-portrait.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's always of Room, though.
So detailed.
Very good. What college can contain her?
I think that Lou always struck me as someone who, I'm deciding if like Lou did get everything she wanted and I was like, well, that sucked. Or she had a real Paris Geller from Gilmore Girls situation where it's like she didn't get into the college that she wanted to, but she got into a slightly different college and now it made her infinitely better.
Oh, that's me.
It's like I didn't go to Harvard, but I did get a full ride to Morrow University. And now because of that, I'm in a really good position and everything's great. And she like made a startup where like she's the one who invented all those people who can just like make mushrooms in their house.
Cool.
Like those mushroom kits.
Oh,
Yeah, sick.
Like the chia pets.
Lucrative.
That's tight.
I don't know, man. Lou's doing her
I
thing.
like it.
She's chilling.
I'm into
I like it.
Incredible. Glad to hear it. And I loved this little appetizer of checking in on some Campaign 2 pals. But again, so much to get to in the first 3 episodes of Work Study Credit, which, Eric, love how you styled that with the periods. Really gives it the little emphasis when you say it.
Work, study, fucking credit, baby.
Listen, it's Christmas time. I've been watching a lot of 90s action movies and Shane Black movies. So it's like the last action hero. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Very good. Or it's not like the 2 fists. Mine are obviously named Patience and Fortitude. But it's like a 3-punch combo. Love it. Ginger wants to know, Players, do you have a process for brainstorming ideas for clearing conditions? I was really interested by Amanda's decision to have Rowan visit her parents, not as a huge drawn-out moment, but as a mentioned thing to clear one of her conditions. Was that always planned to be used in this way, or was there a plan to maybe involve them in a different way that didn't pan out?
Well, I laughed because the idea of us planning these things ahead of time is laughable.
Listen, Julia plans things. Brandon and I show up and bring whatever we're bringing in that moment. And for me, that's how it was. I was looking at obviously I always have very many conditions as Rowan, but I was looking at the list of things to clear and I was like, damn, I want to be honest with myself and my character. This is what would clear this condition. I'm guilty. I'm going home. That's what I'm doing.
I like it.
I think that especially in between arcs, clearing conditions is more squishy. I mean, the requirements for each one, I don't have them in front of me because I know that it's mostly a thing for players, but it's like you need to just do something and we all need to agree that you've done it. And ultimately, more often than not, I'm like, okay, well, you got to be a little bit more reckless with what you're doing if you're going to clear this. So if you're going to willingly put yourself in a relatively creative situation, but one that is definitely hurtful or difficult for your character, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to be like, sick, nice, cool.
Yeah.
So Rowan going to see her parents, I was just like, yeah, she would hate to do that. So it's a really good way to put all of that together. Again, it's like these clearing conditions and everything in Masks is just giving everyone else like jumping off points. It's like someone it's just giving someone a place to begin, or it's like almost like putting bait in the water for somebody else.
You're saying that clearing conditions is chum?
Yes.
Chum
in the conditions.
in
Delightful.
the conditions.
Or chum in the water. Isn't that song from Legally Blonde you like, Julia?
Blood in the water. But yeah.
Blood in the water.
Same vibe.
Chum is grosser. Sorry. Eric, it didn't occur to me until this moment, but did you already plan to bring all the parents back, or did I insert a little bit of inspiration into your brain for this arc?
No, I was already planning on bringing the parents back. So the fact that you were seeing your parents anyway was kind of perfect.
Aw.
That worked out well.
Did you pre-think how you would play those? Because respectfully, there's no GM in podcasting who is more qualified to play two overbearing Jewish parents than you.
Hell yeah. No, I just decided I was going to do it. I actually wasn't sure. I don't know. Actually, I didn't know if I was going to bring Rowan's parents there or not. But I think that you seeing them being like, oh, I need them to show up. Because I definitely knew that Dr. Prometheus was going to show up. Like that was 100% needed to happen. Right. And of course, the whole thing with Anita was happening. And I was actually more focused on the parents showing up and seeing Wordsmith in his state. Like that felt very clear to me. It's like, okay, I have to do these things. I need to introduce, I have to bring them all back to school. I need Wordsmith to show up. I need Decoder Ring to show up, and I need the parents to show up and see everything going on. So everything else just like kind of happened nicely and just slots in around that. Because again, you're just like, you're really making a skeleton of essential things, and then everything else can just like nicely slot in. Like I didn't know that I wanted to tease what was going on, like with Vesper getting the fucking telegram, being like American Ghost. What does that even mean? So it all just feels, it's very easy for me to just slot things together when I'm playing Masks, because it's like I have to do the essentials, and then anything that could work definitely slots in.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And I think putting Wordsmith in that precarious situation of essentially having a breakdown while all of the parents who are like, this is a responsible person that we're sending our children to school with, is very funny and very like good conflict for this particular arc.
Yeah.
Thank you. Brandon, how did you feel doing that to Wordsmith? Do you feel good about that?
You mean making him better? Making him stronger? Breaking him down to become better, stronger, and perfect?
Okay.
Yes, I'm talking to Brandon specifically. Brandon, how do you feel about destroying a fictional man?
I feel great about it.
Great.
No comment.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
That's fair.
Well, just like in the legal justice system, Brandon's off the hook. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm white and I'm straight.
This does remind me of another question that came in from, Chex Watch, Opaque Connor, my favorite Discord username of the moment, by the way. Julia, at what point did you start figuring out Dr. Prometheus was going to make an appearance?
I think you heard it on microphone.
Oh.
I think I said, oh my fucking God, and then it happened.
That was, episode 29. But Rowan seeing her parents, we didn't know that the parent sort of telegram has gone out until the end of episode 28. So were you fearful that Dr. Prometheus was coming then?
Not fearful as much as anticipating it happening soon, because I could feel it looming over me, the presence of my shitty dad looming over me.
Like a drone on the horizon.
Like a drone on the horizon.
It's carrying an Amazon box filled with, lights that don't really work.
True.
Beautiful poetry.
Brandon, a question from Ginger. Do you think Connor should make a hot guys group chat? Who's in it? Do we need more hot guys in the season to populate such a group chat? This thought was inspired by me thinking of when Connor lost his powers and everyone thought he was conventionally attractive.
I don't know that everyone thought he was conventionally attractive because he was like a kid, but he was normal looking, like he was a normal kid, like an average kid,
Well, it's like when the nerd takes off her glasses and straightens her hair and you're like, is this a person and not just an archetype?
Yeah, it was that.
But I do think Connor should make a hot guys group chat, but I think it should be based on temperature. So it's like
Flaming Skull Guy.
Flaming Skull Guy's always in
Good.
it. He's like the orchestrator. But then like the guys kind of like come in and out as their day changes,
Yeah.
Wow. I think Brandon just invented the precursor to Facebook.
Wow. Guy who sings the theme song also probably in that group chat.
Also in the group chat.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Oh, I love that guy. Shout out that guy. Wait, listen, I tried to do that when I introduced Flaming Skull Guy and Hedgehogio to you originally, and then Connor's like, no, I hate these fucking nerds.
You gave me the worst two guys ever.
Yeah, but they were so nice.
My sister and I were trying to choose a movie to stream last night, and I was choosing because the day before she made me watch Midsummer and then ditched me, and I was alone in a dark apartment, and it's
crazy.
Yep.
Bailey.
And
wait, so she started. Hold on, wait, hold on.
We have to rewind.
Wait, hold
All
on.
right, let's go.
Wait, hold on. So she said, we're watching this.
Yes, on the way home, she said, I feel like a creepy, culty movie. And I said, great, let's watch a documentary. And she said, have you seen Midsummer? And then she made her noise that she makes when she sees a piece of steak. And she goes, oh, you have to watch this. And so we watched Midsummer. And the entire time I'm going, I don't like this. I'm uncomfortable. Why is this happening? Midsummer is over. She goes, bye, and then goes to her boyfriend's house.
Oh, okay. I thought she abandoned you halfway through and then you still finished the movie.
I also thought that.
I would have turned it off. That would have been better. I would have turned it off. No, we watched it all the way through. And then she goes, see ya. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's
anyway,
crazy. I love that.
Looking for a movie I was going to choose. And we scrolled past Tenet. And I was like, did a ugly snort laugh. Didn't watch Tenet.
The sound that you make when you see a snake. A snake.
Yeah.
A steak.
Ginger also wants to know, Julia, do Kraft's body parts ever fall off in the sauna because she's so relaxed?
No, I think they're sewn on. So I do think there needs to be a certain amount of force in order to detach and then reattach.
It's good.
Thread be strong.
Thread be strong.
Brandon's always saying this.
I love this. Soup Dumpling wants to know, Eric, at the beginning of each mystery, I don't know what it's called in Masks, each arc, you write out a short description, as you stated at some point, and read the one from the previous story arc.
Yeah.
Any chance we can get some more of those revealed to us? I find it super interesting, and the base idea and then plan for how it's followed or entirely diverted from by the player's actions.
Sure. I think it might be less interesting unless I share it explicitly, because some of them are more loose. Usually you write them like this when you're doing multi-episode arcs, because everything is so like comic book pilled when you're talking about Masks. So I only do it sometimes. Other times I'm like, okay, I'm going to just do this and it's going to take 2 episodes and that's totally fine. And like, you definitely need to write up you definitely need to write up the villains, but like most of the time you guys just end up doing the things that I do, that I write, and then we just do it. Like the whole thing with the Magistrator's Tower, with the Wizard Tower, it's like we just end up doing that. And then like the thing was like, you have to bring a box, you can't look inside, Glimmer gets jealous, or like someone gets jealous. Like that's just that, it is what it is. So I'm telling you Soup Dumpling, I'm telling you the interesting ones, I promise.
Okay.
When you do something totally different than what I think is going to happen, I definitely tell you. But most of the time, it's like I'm writing things of what would happen if no one intervened. Or like I'm writing things of like, what does this person want and how are they going to achieve it over a 3-act structure? And how am I going to write custom moves accordingly? So some of them so the ones I'm telling you, I promise are the good ones.
He promises, guys.
I promise that I'm only telling you the good stuff when I would like to. So there's lots of good stuff that I have not told you.
Brandon, why would you edit out all the good stuff and just keep it for yourself?
Just only my good stuff.
Oh, okay.
Release the good cut.
Yeah, Brandon released the good cut.
That's so insulting to the show.
I'm so sorry. It was 100% a joke.
No, I just think it's funny.
Should I say one of the other ones that I have?
Yeah.
If you
Only
want
they're
to.
good.
Yeah, like I have this one for final projects. I don't remember if I shared this one or not, but like might be a good example of like what I've written and how it's helpful or not. Oh yeah, final project. So I might have said this one, but fine. Moonboot is trying to help lower level villains from being under the thumb of Fatberg. Of course, Fatberg is a few steps ahead since he told all of them about why Moonboot got kicked off his old team in the Glader LTC area. Boost. Someone who's also aware of Moonboot, City Council Representative Maze Myers, breakfast entrepreneur and keeper of secrets under that smile. He's showing up to the final project so Jupiter, and maybe New York State at large, doesn't lean too hard on powered kids.
Love it.
I forgot that he owns the breakfast joints. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, in my head he owned like First Harvest, something like that.
What the fuck is First Harvest?
It's like a chain of like breakfast dinery places. First Watch.
First Watch.
I think it's mostly in the Southeast, which is why I'm not as familiar.
That's fair.
I've never even heard of this before. That's crazy.
Right on. That was a good example. Okay, let's get into episode 29. No Hugs, Just Bugs says, I'm not sure quite why, but I was under the impression that Rowan's parents didn't know about her powers. Do they just not know the extent of how powerful she is? And what was it like for them when they learned? Do you guys have headcanon before I say what I think?
I think you kind of established this at the beginning of the series where, Rowan's powers sort of broke the temple, I think, that she kind of was going through.
Synagogue basement.
The synagogue basement. So I imagine like they saw the damage and then like, oh boy. And probably didn't know how to handle that in a way that felt good to young Rowan, and that also created the sort of tension that exists between them. But I definitely wasn't under the impression that they didn't know about your powers.
I'm with you, Julia. That is very much my feeling, is they know she's powered. They know she's at a school for powered teens. But the extent of her powers and just how serious her power level is versus other people is something that like Rowan is taking pains not to talk about. So yeah, that's 100% my view.
Hell yeah.
That's what I figured too, yeah.
Nice.
I also figured that they're very nonchalant about everything, it sounds like. So they're like, oh, Rowan, powerful, cool, whatever, man.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah. They felt very clear in my head of who they were, and what they care about. The fact, and that's kind of something I wanted to get across when they showed up during this episode and in the next one, where it was like, they're not bad people. They just like, Rowan said it was fine, so they believed her. Maybe they should have interrogated their 13-year-old child more, but instead they didn't. So they were like, all right, fine. We're New York City people. We're rough and tumble. Whatever they say is whatever it is. And just kind of going from there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, hearing you guys talk back to me about this, I'm like, there's a lot of things about my own childhood in this character, huh? And that's one of the beautiful things about TTRPGs.
All right, let's dive right in, Amanda.
All right, I'm going to pay you guys $2.50 an hour. Let's go.
Nice.
Okay.
Nah, you can't do that for me. I already made content out of your family, so I can't.
You're right. Here are some questions from KZ, 3 kobolds in a trench coat. So we know there's, quote, magic, since there's a literal wizard tower on school grounds, but we haven't seen any magic heroes or heroines around, or even students for that matter. Eric, what is the reasoning behind that? Or just you want to make it feel separate from fantasy D&D or something? What's the attitude toward magic?
There's just a big wheel in my head where I spin it and give people powers, Mm-hmm. I just sometimes I forget. Also, magic in comics is so interesting to me because like it feels like you're wizard or sorcerer or you have magic item. It's like it feels much more narrow than it does in a fantasy style world where magic is something that everyone has to some extent. So it just feels like it comes up so much less because there are only like 2 or 3 slots in the big wheel of superpowers in my head.
This is also a little teaser / who can say, but we are going to meet a character in the next couple episodes and I'm like, this is my favorite character ever. And they do have magic superpowers.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
They
Yeah.
definitely do.
Or is that all a trick?
That's a good point. So yeah, no, I just forgot.
Fair enough. Sometimes that is the answer.
Yeah.
All right. Second question from Casey. Who the heck texts an evil super scientist to come to a hero school just because he's technically a parent? And did someone actually expect him to come? How'd they get his number? What's going on?
So yeah, that was important to me. The whole thing was that Decoder Ring emailed / texted the entire swath of senior class parents. And because of that, he either from his mom or from whatever roster he was using to do that, at some point, Dr. Prometheus put his contact information down on this. So it was and I think also that's why it was so weird when all the parents showed up in the parking lot. They're like, we just got this emergency text message, we just got this automated text message from the schools telling us to show up. I guess we'll just do that. So that's why. Like at some point, he put his contact information down and it just got stuck in some table somewhere and Decoder Ring just like hit the button and it just happened.
I love the idea that like he put down his contact information for like a burner phone he had in 1997.
Yeah,
still the
I feel like they
corrective.
all forward towards like he set up some sort of system where no matter what burner phone he currently has, every like former message gets sent to him.
Yeah.
That sounds like something he could do.
He changed so
Yeah.
many of them together. Also, there's no way Emily Slaughter willingly put her information down on a PTA phone tree. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And Casey's final question. The government can just, quote, hire high schoolers for hero, quote, internships without like way more red tape to go through? This sounds like creepy conspiracy stuff. How does that make the player characters feel when hearing that, considering 2 of their connections to Heroes for Hire?
Can I say this was the wildest like reaction that the audience had that I did not have in
Yeah.
play, which was everyone was like, well, why would anyone allow them to do that? I'm like, we go to a superhero school and maybe I'm like particularly My Hero Academia pilled,
Right.
but I'm like, that just makes sense that they already have pre-existing, local government relationships that already have contracts, and having us sign this, quote unquote permission slip is just us opting into that program that already exists.
I mean, I always read it who's going to stop you? Like, the permission slip to me is like we will not sue Heroes for Hire, or we will not sue someone if our kid dies. But like, all he's doing is go into the high school and be like, yo, can you help me? And someone saying yes or no,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Not dissimilar to like ROTC and other stuff. Like there are programs that exist like that.
In America, at least, where we
In
don't care about
America.
anyone's life, property, or people.
That's right.
True.
Yep. That's what it says in the Constitution, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that in Hamilton.
Let's talk a little bit more about Decoder Ring. Ginger says, why does Decoder Ring seem so adamant that no one know Miss Rita is his mom? Is it to keep up professionalism and credibility, or is he worried that the teens will make fun of him? And how important is he that he can just call upon parents of the student body to show up on such short notice?
Yeah. I mean, it was more like, hey, I need you to sign this permission slip. It's easier of all of you to show up at the school and sign the permission slip. I think that was the whole thing of what I was trying to do. I mean, what Brandon said was like, they're just opting into this. And it was kind of just like a way to get everybody to kind of move forward. And similar, both from a plot reason, and I think that Decoder Ring really needed everyone to get their shit together and come deal with the problem. Because there's a big problem when demons are running around and stealing stuff all throughout the greater Lake Charles City area.
True.
Yeah, sounds great to me.
Yeah. I think Decoder Ring did not want to be made fun of by students and also for superhero reasons. All of the above.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I don't know why Miss Rita wanted to keep it a secret either. Exactly.
Well, I mean, I would say for every other reason why superheroes keep their identities secret in regular comic books.
Cowards, that's why.
Yeah, they're really afraid.
I am also just like of the mind that all teens find their parents embarrassing. And so, I mean, Julia, your mom was a high school teacher, though not at our high school.
True.
If she had taught at our school, did you have like a strategy about how you would deal with that?
No, because it never like was a option in my brain, and so I didn't make myself think about that.
Fake mustache, fake mustache, fake
It was gonna
mustache.
be a fake mustache.
No, would Julia wear the fake mustache, or would Julia's mom wear the fake mustache?
Either one.
Cute.
Maybe both.
Eric, tell us more about Decoder Ring. I felt so touched and excited that Rowan got to learn the secret about Miss Rita having a kid. Where does he come from? What's the lore? It sounds like you were planning on debuting him in this arc no matter what. So tell us about him.
It's so funny because it wasn't really a secret. It just didn't feel like something that Miss Rita or Decoder Ring wanted to tell anyone. Because I think it's just like, I don't know, you don't want to tell people that like your mom is high up at the superhero school, especially because, you know, as Rowan saw in the yearbooks and everything, you know, he was pretty good at what he did. And maybe she didn't want to feel like she had a leg up on any of that stuff or that he was helpful. I think so. At the end of episode 30, you know, Miss Rita's really torn up that Decoder Ring is all messed up and is like, she has a hard time, even though she works at the superhero school and sees all of you going and doing all this stuff. Like, you know, there's a lot of danger inherently in what you do. And it is mandatory that violence needs to happen sometimes, because when bad things happen, conflicts happen. And when people have superpowers, this is what goes down. But, you know, I think she had a hard time wrestling with that, which is why she didn't openly say that to Rowan. And then Decoder Ring's like, I'm not going to tell all these people my mom is the guidance counselor here. I'm just not. I'm doing something else right now. But I mean, if that had gone a different way, I think he might have leaned on that, or Miss Reader might have leaned on that a little bit more, which I was alluding to with Dr. Ram being so against this, being like, you know, if Miss Rita needed to say this to get a bunch of adults to do what she felt was right, she probably would have pulled that out. I also thought I made it very clear that like Decoder Ring was the son of a quote unquote therapist the entire time. So like just the way that he spoke he spoke really in therapy platitudes a lot. And in a similar way, I think to Fatberg did sometimes. But it was like, what do you do when someone is just like, I understand where you're coming from. You're heard. Whatever you need. I'm also very powered, and I can, you know, how do you have a superhero who also grew up in like a therapized household? I thought was always an important thing to me.
But Miss Rita, not a therapist. Just a reminder.
Not a therapist,
Not
but
a therapist.
in a therapized household.
Fair enough. I can also just see the conspiracy theorist now being like, Fatberg is Decoder Ring's dad.
No, absolutely not. No.
That'd be gross.
I also wrote down all of Decoder Ring's powers, which I tried to lean on during the fight, but I don't know if it necessarily got across.
Can I ask a question about that beforehand?
Yeah, please.
So I think it's pretty clear that his powers come from the ring that he's wearing, a la Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Is that inherited? Did he find it? Was he chosen by the ring?
Actually, Decoder Ring's powers is a very heightened amount of he's just a very heightened empath, and that got shot through the ring. So that's why all of the different colors leverage different emotions, and the emotions do the other thing. I think it got built for him either in late high school or, you know, later on, because I think there's also like there's a whole thing about like who has valuable powers. Do you have powerful enough powers to be into a tier? Like, can you have like a kind of useless power and be good at school? Is something I've been thinking about a lot. So the ring, I think the ring was built for him probably like in junior or senior year, for him to like have more opportunities and to go on and do this.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's fun. So is the ring like, so we saw the one that stuck in my head is like the purple, two of them. I think it was the purple like smash 'em up hammer things.
Yeah.
But then I think maybe blue, I don't know if it was purple or blue, but where he slid like Iceman on a light slide to move quickly.
Yeah.
Like, are those powers that he has, or is those powers that are manifested because like the ring is some sort of filter that filters his powers into those?
The latter. So purple is creativity, and it's filtered through, and it's him having the feeling you have of coming up with a good idea, and it gets filtered through the ring, and then it becomes hard light. That's how that works.
Cool.
That's his bard powers.
Yeah. Orange we saw when he made when we kind of slapped the gag on Dr. Prometheus, and orange is for control. When you want to control something, or when you want to control a person or a living thing. Yellow, we didn't get to use yellow, but yellow was for threatening and for warding somebody off. Green is for adding an element in, so I didn't necessarily get to use that, but that was like pushing when you like or adding something. Trying to think of an example of that would be like, maybe adding oil to a floor or something. Well, blue was for reduction, and it was removing an element. And blue was like for sadness. So, he has to do the actor thing and be like, wow, I missed this. This guy is the sense of loss. And then that's how you pull something away, which is why he was able to slide under.
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then red is there, but he avoids using red because red is mostly about doing harm.
Is the Decoder Ring look like a Decoder Ring like we have in our world?
Yeah, it reminded me somewhere of between like that and a Green Lantern ring, as Julia said.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I really liked his outfit too. Like all of that with the glasses and the super suit, and then like the big chunky ring. It all feel like it really came together.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Love that guy.
Love that.
All of these colors are making me want to refill our little crudité board of baby spring vegetables. So I'm going to go do that in the kitchen. Be right back.
Get those fucking carrots out of here. Hey, it's Brandon. Don't tell Amanda I snuck into the kitchen. This mid-roll is brought to you by getting back home after being away for the holidays for like a week and a half, and it's really tiring. You don't get to sleep in your own bed, but now you're back in your own bed again. Christmas may have passed, but it's always a great time to shop small and support creators you love. Join us starting at just $5 a month to get our wholesome Discord, bi-weekly party planning, merch discount, and ad-free episodes. Join today at patreon.com/jointhepartypod. Multitude, our podcast collective, is chock full of great podcasts for you to enjoy, like this one. American Medieval is a podcast about the Middle Ages, but with an American twist. Every week, Professor Matthew Gabriel is joined by an expert scholar to talk either about some bit of the medieval world itself, or how some Americans have throughout our history used the Middle Ages to say something about ourselves. If America has never been fully modern, it might be because we've always been a little bit medieval. Check out AmericanMedieval.com for more. New episodes every Wednesday. Look for them wherever fine podcasts can be found. We are sponsored this week by Bookshop.org, where code JOINTHEPARTY can get you 10% off. That's right. We know you got some money for the holidays. We know someone didn't get the book you actually put on your list. Now it's time to go get it from Bookshop.org while supporting your favorite independent local bookstores. Go do it. Use code JOINTHEPARTY to get yourself 10% off while you do.
All right, we're back. How are you guys enjoying the little baby endive?
Ooh.
They're so cute.
A great choice, Amanda. Not a common choice, but an excellent one.
Yeah.
Crunch.
Crunch, crunch.
Makes me feel a little bad when I describe a vegetable as baby and then eat it, but here we are.
Does it make you feel worse when you realize that the baby vegetables are just adult vegetables shaved down into baby size?
Uh-oh.
My dad was about 50 when he learned that. I was like, how do they grow these carrots so small? And I was like, Dad, they don't. All right, here's a question from Ginger. How often do you think Emily Slaughter and Anita Tigray talk on a daily basis? I thought at first maybe not that often, since Heroes for Hire seems like a big organization and they have different positions. But now I'm realizing they're both very important and their legal children are friends. So TBH, I'm now just picturing the two of them in a workplace sitcom, and I'm very curious as to their dynamic.
Yeah. They have real, like, while they're both very organized girl bosses, like, Emily Slaughter's energy is so high and Anita's is so calm. And the swapping of that is probably where a lot of the comedy comes from.
Like an odd couple situation in a workplace. That'd be fun. I know this wasn't the point of the question, but I do like the idea of legal children versus illegal children.
Quite relevant in modern society, but yeah, also in an incredibly funny way to put legal guardian, like they're guardianese.
Guardianese.
Yeah. I will say, Kraft, if hearing the phrase legal children in relationship to her and Emily Slaughter, would be pissed.
You become an illegal child when you smoke weed under a bridge.
It's true. It's very true.
Oh, and only once, and it fades after you're done being high.
Eric, do Emily Slaughter and Anita cross paths ever in workplace, or?
Yeah, so Emily Slaughter always reminded me again of like a of the Taylor Sheridan show Lyons, or like any sort of these like jingoist TV shows that we have, like NCIS or whatever, or just like, or Homeland. I started watching Homeland, where Claire Danes just like goes around the Middle East doing whatever she wants in the way. Like, it's not. I'm sure, yes, the U.S. government does that, but even more so in U.S. government television shows. So Emily Slaughter felt like a one-woman Black Ops to me at all times. And like, does she come back and do like reports? Like, does she fill out like timesheets? Does she expense things? Like, I don't know. So sometimes I feel like she does, and that's when she and that's when she interacts with Anita. I feel like Anita runs the entire company, and Emily Slaughter just like goes off and does stuff at random times. So I feel like they do interact a lot. Emily Slaughter also strikes me as someone who the entire company is hinged on in a very sort of like, I don't know, the office sort of way, where it's like, if this one person doesn't sell paper, we're screwed. So she seems important, but I'm just like, whatever, man. Like, it's loose enough that we can kind of squish it however we want, which is funniest for the show.
Do you think that like real people who do spy stuff for like 80% of their work day is just like, or like work time is just like filling out expense reports and action reports and paperwork shit?
Almost certainly.
It must be. I always think it's so funny. It must be so funny when you're like undercover and you're like, yeah, I had to buy like $10,000 worth of caviar. I'm sorry, U.S. government.
Oops.
Sorry, you wanted me to go to Dubai. I'm not really sure what happens.
It seems like everyone's buying caviar in Dubai.
Same thing, opposite flavor. My friend who's a nun was recently like, yeah, Medicaid is making me prove my income, but the point is I don't have any, and the government don't like it when you say I have a vow of poverty. I don't know what to tell you guys. And so there was like a whole amount of hoops to jump through to be like, I promise I do live in Massachusetts and I do not make money.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you prove you're a nun? Do you like show up at the IRS with like a Bible and say like, this is me with my hood?
Brandon, the answer was certified mail to the nunnery to prove your address.
Oh, like copyright.
Yes, exactly.
This is a separate aside, but I went to go visit my mom down in Florida, and she brought me to like a dinner with a bunch of her like friends and neighbors. And I'm sitting down next to this woman, and then I found out after the dinner, I had a really long conversation with her. And then I found out after the dinner that she is a retired FBI agent who now teaches retired women gun safety.
Sick.
Oh.
Julia, did you get interrogated?
I might have been. I don't know.
You have to tell us if you're a sleeper agent now.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You're soft interrogated.
It's
good.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Let's get into episode 30, work study credit 3, into this big old fight. Very quickly, Connor loses an eye. That to me was like, wow, this is getting intense. And Brandon, Tanky Doodle Dandy wants to know, as quickly as Connor lost his eye when exposed to the ooze, how on earth do we think the kidnapped students survived for as long as they did? We saw them in the ooze in the background of the fight scene a few episodes back, but were they just already dead? Grimacing emoji.
I think that's definitely a thing that Connor was thinking or thought about after that, or maybe even before this situation actually happened. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know the real answer, so I don't know, Eric, if you want to jump in, but like, there's only two answers and they're both bad.
Yeah.
One of them is that they died instantly, but painfully. And the other is that they died slowly and more painfully.
I don't want to answer that question. The more thing was like Connor opened it. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Brandon rolled badly. He opened up the cloche. What's going to happen? Then you're going to, and it turns out there's an ooze in there. Like, what are you going to do? I think it's also different. Like, maybe the containers are different. The cloche that Wordsmith had, and he was super contained and in there, while the hard light thing that Kraft held on to was a little bit more superpower. It was a little bit more high tech, so it was less contained. It was more like Connor looked somewhere he wasn't supposed to and literally went eye first. So it kind of, the consequence of the actions kind of had to happen.
And your eyes are just jelly, so may I suggest a headcanon that maybe solves some of these questions?
Yes.
Always.
Maybe the ooze has the ability to control how acidic its body is at different times.
Sure.
I was going to say that. I was going to say maybe the ooze was just angry, like really super angry. So it was like very acidic.
Yeah.
Comic book, yeah. That's a good comic book answer. I love that.
Yeah.
Like Brandon's tum when he gets nervous.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why he's got his tums right there.
They're upstairs right now because I packed them.
Buddy.
Oh,
Poor Brandon. No tums in reaching.
No Tums
Distance.
in sight.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what's up? Hey.
Thinking about the Wizard's Tower, because Kraft is like, oh, I'll send, these demons that are possessing Decoder Ring to the Wizard's Tower, and hopefully the Administrator will do something about that. How long did you know that Dr. Prometheus had sent the Administrator into a different reality, universe, pocket dimension?
And may I add, you son of a bitch.
How long? How dare J'accuse?
J'accuse!
Yeah, I mean, I think I was more wanted to establish that Dr. Prometheus is very good at what he does. Like, I know he's a goofer, but like, man, he is a top tier villain. And I think that's also necessary for the playbook that you're playing, Julia. Like, the villain needs to be good, because like, I mean, I guess that's an interesting thing. It's like, yeah, my dad is a shitty villain, and that's why being a hero is very, very important to me.
That is the name of Kraft's exact title of Kraft's autobiography.
Yeah, you got it.
So that was important. I thought also in 30, when you guys went down to the armory, I thought that was really funny, where you're like, don't touch anything, and he's like, but I want to. You're literally bringing me into a place I shouldn't be. I'm not really sure what you want me to do. I thought that was really funny. So I didn't know, but I thought it was I thought it was nice to kind of to tie up an idea that like the Administrator isn't there, and no one knows where the Administrator is at any point. So that's why no one went and investigated it.
That's fair. Fair enough. I thought you had known, like, since we tried to find the Administrator and he was just not available to us. I was like, has this been set up this entire time? This motherfucker. God damn it.
Here's my headcanon. I don't think the Administrator exists.
Also true.
I don't think he ever existed.
Then who did Dr. Prometheus send into a pocket dimension?
Yeah, I think he just got confused because he did it in 1976 and he forgot who it was.
a lot of LSD around.
Man, my dad is so old.
Yeah, I mean, the answer on a lot of this stuff is always yes and no, right? Like, I always
Fair.
knew, and also I didn't know at all. Like,
And I've never known.
so much of this feels like, setting up triggers for yourself to do fun things with, and the Administrator not being there. I always felt like we would tie that up in a different way, and it being an opportunity for Dr. Prometheus to, one, do something that was annoying to you, and two, demonstrate
Fair.
his power, I thought was a very good opportunity.
Sick. Love that.
Eric, how much of parenting do you think is being annoying to your children?
From my understanding, it's most.
I was going to say 80%, right?
Yeah.
At least.
Opaque Connor wants to know, you know how in comics sometimes a hero will pass on their mantle to a different person, so we end up with like 50 individuals who have been Robin or whatever?
Yeah.
Is that something that happens in Lake Town City too? I ask because it occurred to me there might be more than one person who's been Decoder Ring, and only one of them would have been Miss Rita's son. Now, we did just learn that this specific Decoder Ring was made for Enrique, but I would like to know generally, is this something that you've thought about being possible in Lake Town City?
I'm changing my answer. That's the answer. I like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That
really?
feels very,
Okay.
again, My Hero Academia, where like Deku gets the All Might power. And that I kind of like that. that, and it being calibrated toward this one being more calibrated towards, maybe the Decoder Ring is new and it is able to take in multiple emotions instead of it being like the Decoder Ring is always something that can take your power and turn it into something else, and it was fitted for him. I kind of like that. I kind of like him being one in a long line of Decoder Rings, and he's a different one in a very sort of like Miles Morales sort of way, while this Spider-Man has electricity.
Mm-hmm.
I am currently so mad at myself that I just realized that both Enrique and Miss Rita have color-based empathy powers. I'm so pissed.
There you go, buddy.
What the
there
fuck?
you go.
What did you think?
What the fuck, Julia?
Were you just not thinking about it?
I just wasn't thinking about it, I guess.
I mean, in my head, a mood ring. It's been a mood ring, not a Decoder Ring, but
Yeah.
that's just my mistake.
Well, no, I'm an
Brandon,
idiot.
Mood Ring sucks as a name of a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Mood Ring is like a D-level villain.
Yeah, that person, any sort of hero with the name Mood Ring would just get absolutely blasted by any teen or preteen that they come across.
Yeah. Has there been a Decoder Ring that's like a noir detective? Like, what is that? Spider?
Like Nick Cage in Spider Noir.
Yeah, Spider Noir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. That sounds good. I like the idea
great.
of like, again, you take a low level power and then it turns it in, juices it up by shooting it through the ring. I like that. So it's like the detective has some sort of like tempora, maybe like he can see like 2 seconds into the past, and then with the Decoder Ring, now he's able to interact with it in some sort of way. That could be cool.
I love that. I really do like that idea, but seeing two seconds in the past is the most useless.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Seeing 2 seconds in the past would suck.
He needs to channel it through the ring in order for his powers to be better.
Yes,
I get what
exactly.
you're saying. But also, the funny thing about that is he probably only has 3 versions of his power, like black, white, and gray, because he's a noir.
It's pretty good.
Boo.
Pretty good.
Now, which
Good
one
job,
is
Julia.
played by a little pig? That's what I want.
So I have thought about it. Maybe we'll see in the next few episodes if something happens. But yes, it is something I've thought about.
Decoder Pig.
Decoder Pig.
I've been playing Dispatch lately, which my favorite. That's my favorite genre. I'm so not like a visual novel, not really do a lot in your video game person, but the genre is so good of like superhero job that I finally cracked it open, and that's a big theme in that game as well. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a way to do this that isn't just like all of the Robin. So many different people play Robin when like one is tired or when someone else is tired or dead.
Yeah,
True.
love that. Shout out Mayana.
Shout out to Mayana.
Love to see.
Love to see.
So many jump scares of genitals in that show. In the game.
You can turn it off. There's a toggle feature where you can turn off the genitals.
Julia, I'm not a streamer. I don't have to turn off
know.
shit.
I'm just saying, if you don't want to get jump scared by dicks.
He didn't say he didn't like the jump scares. He just said there were
I just
jump
said that
scares.
it did happen when I saw the turn off nudity. I'm like, oh sure, but like every time there was nudity, it was always a jump scare.
Yeah.
Just like real life.
That guy's dick is just out in the first 5 minutes of that game. Shout out.
Yeah,
Shout out to Out Dicks. So we always say on Join the Party.
Shout out to dicks. Yep.
Whew, don't even know how to segue from that one into what comes next. And you guys know I love a forced segue. Speaking of powerful objects, woo! We still got it,
Jesus.
folks.
Ow.
Oh boy, we're all
She
sick
got
and
there.
we're still doing it.
Ferret wants to know. Let's keep going. Keep rolling. Are there any other powerful objects on campus? We know that we have a wizard's tower. We know that we have Wordsmith's book. What other hugely powerful objects are lying around here?
I mean, we have the reveal of the armory as well in that episode.
Yes.
And man, I almost wish that I had more time to play around in that space, because just being able to come up with weapons that you could bring to any sort of event or fight.
Oh, give me 3, Julia.
Well, who are we fighting, Brandon? What am I going up against?
We're finding 100 animated frozen turkey carcasses in a supermarket.
Pretty good.
Giant air fryer.
Yep.
Like air fryer beam, I would say, actually.
air fryer beam.
Air fryer beam.
It's honestly just Heat Beam with better marketing.
A bigger fan.
Yeah.
Another is just like a giant, like, dentures that can devour anything, and you could put them in your mouth,
Nice.
and then all of a sudden you have the power to eat anything you want.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And then third one is me trying to think of anything that eats turkeys besides humans. Not a lot of things eat turkeys besides
It's just a
humans.
guy that's really hungry.
Yeah. It's like a mountain lion. It's like it's a cloak that turns you into a mountain lion, and then you
that's
can
fun.
eat all the turkeys.
That's good.
Yeah, I think the armory has, like, if we're using the Dungeons and Dragons rarity scale, the armory has a lot of uncommon to rare items in there. But that's not what the demons are looking for. The demons are looking for some real high test shit. And the fact that Wordsmith just like has his book out is bad. Of course, like in a very sort of like Obama sort of way. He's like, oh no, I'll be here forever. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of this. I'll be totally fine.
What did Obama do with a book and living forever?
I feel like
What
Obama
happened?
was like that with the government, where he's like, "Hey, presidents are going to be good forever. Don't worry about it." I feel like Wordsmith just kind of like had his book out because he needed it all the time, but that's the thing that's the most precious.
Just like dicks.
Nice.
Got him.
Unsubscribe. All right, folks, we have a lot of juicy questions here in the Who Can Say section. Next issue on Join the Party.
Good, I'm thirsty. I need that juice.
But first, what we can say, what is known, is that there are 5 episodes left of this campaign.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Brandon, you were there. Brandon.
I was there? Oh, shit.
Rumors are true. We've recorded the finale, folks, and it's episode 35. So that means we have 5 episodes left, 2 after parties left. So what's going to happen next is there's going to be 3 episodes, then an after party, 2 more episodes, and then a final after party. So you can take everything in, ask all of your questions. As usual, it will be super long so we can get to all of them. And man, we know what happens.
Yeah.
We know what happens.
We do.
You can definitely keep asking your larger world building questions, and you can tag them, especially in Discord, on Patreon for sure, but start hitting us up on social media as well. Just say that like this is for the final after party. If like, you know, people love asking larger world building questions, we will try to answer as many of them as possible. So you can start asking them now if you'd like.
Woo.
So excited. So knowing that we know a bit more than you right now, sorry to say, here are some great questions from the audience that I think are a little bit Who Can Say. Ginger, cursed thought I've just had. What if the reason Rick Powers doesn't know why his powers do what they do is that he's just another extension of the powers? And the reason he doesn't know why his powers do what they do is that he is a limb, and limbs don't know what the brain is thinking, only when the brain tells them to do something.
Whoa.
In this case, the purpose of this limb, the limb that is Rick, is, quote, be normal so we don't get taken and experimented on by the government.
Whoa, dude.
Ginger, I hate and love this.
I love it, Ginger. I like the idea that my limbs are just like they're their own people, but they're dumb. I don't like they can't do anything beside brain, but they're their own things. You can't see me, Ginger, but I'm like doing a little marionette dance.
Yeah.
I love Rick Powers.
I mean, it's like, yeah, does the arm think that it's doing what it wants to do, but really it's just doing what my brain tells it to do?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big question.
I love Rick Powers. What a guy. What a good dude.
What a guy.
What a good dude.
Best guy in all the campaign. He has an actual hot guys chat, but Connor's not invited.
It's true.
Oh, that's mean of him. I thought you guys
That
are
is
friends now.
It's the Powers. The Powers did it.
Powers
Damn.
did it without him knowing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucked.
Sorry, guys. My fingers just texted all the hotties and you weren't in it.
That's what I always say.
From No Hugs, Just Bugs. Re-listening to the ep. I am deeply suspicious of Wordsmith actually having the ooze captured in that fancy thing. I don't know what's in there, but I don't think it's the ooze. And with the way Wordsmith was acting, I'm becoming concerned that he might have taken over or been influenced by the ooze like Moonboot was. Ooh.
Interesting.
I would also say at the same time, sometimes when you make a big mistake and then a teenager says that bluntly to your face, really messes you up.
Word. That is true.
Smith.
Smith.
It's a very good one. Question from Ben There Aloha. What the heck does Midnight Blue on Miss Rita mean? Is that the drama color? Is, quote, doing the right thing even if it makes the people around you upset, end quote, the reason why we haven't heard about Enrique's dad? Is that why they're so cagey about being related? Who hurt them? Other than Kraft, just now, but for good reasons.
Sometimes you gotta punch a demon out of someone.
Sometimes you gotta punch a demon out of someone. That's what I try to tell the cops every time I get arrested.
I was having a thought about this when going over the questions for this, how like midnight blue is the color that Wordsmith uses and the Wordsmith champions use all the time. And I wonder if it's just like maybe it's this like overwhelming sense of duty over being a person is kind of like the feeling that
Eric said duty.
you guys are the worst. And I think she's just been hurt. I mean, it sucks. We're watching watching all these kids go off and doing and willingly putting themselves in danger. And you have to confront that with your own son in front of you. So, interesting idea. What hurt her? Life.
That's what being an adult is.
I hate it. It's the worst.
The plural of wordsmith is wordsmith. Wordsmith.
Yes. It's like attorneys general. I get you, Brandon.
Thank you. And what was that? Coles de sac?
Yeah.
Is that actually true?
In French, but we don't say that in English. We just say cul-de-sacs.
Oh, that's
weird.
So cool.
Isn't it good? It's good.
Yeah.
Remember when I said duty?
Final question here from Ginger. I'm very interested in who keeps deploying mad scientists to this damn school. First the mad scientist meetup, now Dr. Prometheus being added to the parents group chat. Who keeps sending all of them? Is someone using the mad scientists of Jupiter and Lake Town City as a distraction while they do other schemes?
No, they're just chaotic.
Sometimes adults are just disorganized.
All the time. Here's the secret. Everyone who's under the age of 20, nobody older than you knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying, but with less energy and more distraction and more dependent on substances, probably.
And less cognitive function?
Probably.
I don't know if I ever did. I don't remember if I ever dealt with this, but Dr. Prometheus just called the mad scientist meetup at the school so that he could go if he wanted to, and he would have an out and he could have an out or a good excuse for if he showed up.
That's fair. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, but and obviously none of the other people who were there were going to call him on it. They were just going to be like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, good, someone organized it this year. Neat.
That's good. At least someone's doing something.
Yeah.
I do have one last question that's like a hot, fresh one that just came in.
Hot, fresh out the kitchen?
Yeah, straight from the kitchen.
Wow.
Brandon, this one's from No Hugs, Just Bugs, which says, for Brandon, what does the process for sound design look like for epic fight scenes like we got in this episode? Does it take a lot of trial and error and playing around with things, or do you come into it really knowing what you want and honing in on that? The music has been absolutely killing it, and I love learning about how it's made.
Oh, good question.
I gotcha.
I think I have the advantage of hearing the episode twice before sound designing.
Mm-hmm.
The first time is when I'm playing it, and I can imagine what I'm seeing in my head. Like, I can imagine what the fight is like, so I have that sort of like frame of reference. And the second time is once Misha edits it, and I go back and I do review and some cleanup edits and stuff, content edits. I will take notes for myself in the session. So like, music here, music end here, or like big punch here, or whatever it is. And yeah, I'm just sort of like doing that as I'm listening, as sort of like from a perspective of a listener, like what you would expect. And a lot of the time for fights in D&D and this kind of show, like AP shows, they don't sound different. Like they feel different to you when you're playing. Like they feel like they have a greater sense of urgency, but when you're listening to them, like there's no tempo change. Like you don't just suddenly start talking faster. So I try to find usually it's music to bring up the tempo to make it feel a little bit more urgent. Yeah, those are the tips and tricks, I think I would say. Usually I lean on music when there's like some change of tempo or feeling or something that needs to be communicated or heightened for the listener, for the listener's enjoyment.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
And you do it so well.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
Good job, Brandon.
Just the truth.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. That brings us to the end of another after party. Folks, any other thoughts or observations, or maybe a little emoji? We can do our old favorite about our feelings on the rest of this season. If you had to distill your feelings and the next 5 episodes down into one little mojum, what would it be? Mine's the train. Choo choo.
Choo choo. Mine is Fireheart. That's a thing now, right?
It is.
Oh, Fireheart, that's good.
I mean, mine is just like the smiling face devil, of course.
Naturally.
That in my phone, Julia's contact has that as her middle name.
It's true.
As the smiling face devil?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's me.
Mine is the graduation cap.
Oh, cute.
Remember when I said duty earlier?
Never forget it. It's recorded forever. All right, folks, that'll do it for us. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Later.
May your rolls trend ever upward.